while I wait for the seedlings to grow and get stronger so they can be planted out, I like to take some time off the very busy gardener's calendar to reflect on the activities I now do while suspended between what I have already done and what I'm anticipating. It seems like this suspended time is a metaphor for that unique space in time that might seem inert on the surface, but is actually pregnant with limitless creation. For in this void, one begins to experience the feelings that come with action, many of which did not find a voice before or were pushed away for lack of recognition or even time. Feelings and emotions are such potent carriers that can either make or break an action that I really feel obliged at this point of time, when I'm suspended between two places, to honor them and give them room to unfold. These can be simply just feeling joy. I now recognize and allow joy to fill my heart, even in the absence of concrete action, simply by being in that moment, by being in it joyfully. I look back and find the experiences that fill me with happiness and joy and revel in that feeling, be it through talking to my children or to my family or my beloved. I bask in that glorious happiness, much like I bask in the anticipation of my seedlings. While the wait may not be for very long before I'm called to action again, through planting out, potting up, seeding again, pruning, weeding, watering, you name it. This pause, this timeless time, is what I need to feel and give my feelings and my emotions priority. And very soon, as the emotions take center stage, immense gratitude begins to flow. And that is when I feel truly connected to the divine. Ever since living in France, I find this concept of the sweet nothingness when you're not rushing behind a certain task or need to get something done very, very compelling. And it seems like the entire culture is very much geared towards that, which doesn't mean to say that people don't do anything the whole day. That's not the point, but it's just that people know how to savor life, how to enjoy even the smallest moments, and to see that, okay, you don't need to always go away for a holiday to start relaxing or to start enjoying it. You will find very often that luncheon or lunches are extremely long affairs, and people just sit around and enjoy each other's company and enjoy their lunch. And I understand that there may be pros and cons to everything that people are doing. I'm just saying what I observe, and what I can learn from it, and what I have actually learned from it is also to relax a little bit, and to not take everything very seriously, not to have a schedule that is bam 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 one after the other, but to take these moments in between and try to still fill that up with something, or fill it up with nothing at all. And even if that means, like today, for example, beautiful sunny day, I mean, I have lots of chores. Of course, it doesn't mean that I have nothing to do, and I do. I have a lot of tasks that I still have to do, but I'm not letting that take the main focus of how my day is going to look like. But I am savoring the moment. I am making sure that in the afternoons after lunch, that that I can sit in the sun, and that I can maybe read a book, or that I can just let the sun warm me up a little bit. After this winter, it feels really great to have beautiful sunlight and warmth and light that works like magic, and to let that work on the skin and on the mind, and because it works on all levels. The same thing is true in the garden, like I have actually already mentioned before, that you have these pauses, right? You have these times when, even though it is a growth period, it's a spring, of course, everything is growing, everything is picking up momentum, and yet you will find little pockets in between when when you know that you as a gardener, you've done everything that you need to do in the garden. Like you have, for me, of course, it is that I've planted the first tray of seedlings, and they are all growing, and I have also started to plant them out, and I'm going to start the next batch. But even between these flows, there are moments that you can actually take some time off and just enjoy and observe, and that is magnificent. It's really, really great when you can stop on your track on whatever it is that you're doing and just stop and observe what is happening. And very soon, the moment you bring this habit into your everyday life, and you'll start seeing things that maybe you have missed before. And it's not to say that you haven't been observant before. It just shows that your focus has shifted from the action to the observer, from always doing this very masculine energy, into a more feminine, a more receptive, a more an energy where you sit back and let things come to you instead of the other way around. And that is really, that's a great moment to be in. Whether you're a male or a female, that doesn't matter. I'm not talking about the gender. I'm really talking about masculinity and femininity, which both of us, which both exist in a single person. It's the distribution of it that determines how we go about life. And in the garden, I find it amazing, especially on times like this. That this is just the beginning of spring, and everything is growing. The birds are singing. There is a lot of activity, and yet within that, there are moments when I can just sit back and observe and allow certain things to happen. And in these moments, I realize that something very magical is happening actually, and that doesn't get noticed when I'm all the time in this really active mode and trying to do things, go get things done, get jobs done, and get the tick boxes next to the jobs that are on our list. I guess each of us have that. So this really helps in slowing some processes down, and not just slowing it down, but helping us to observe. And I guess that is what consciously or unconsciously the French culture does, which is what makes it so beautiful. And I love it. I just love it. And as long as I stayed in the northern parts of Europe, where everything was very much tuned towards the doing, towards getting stuff done. And now in the south, it feels so much more relaxed and so much more natural, that I can bring that in, not only into my life but into my garden as well. And I hope that this continues, that from this observation, of course, what happens is that your creative force rises, obviously, because that is where creativity lies. And I find myself doing a lot more creative things. I write a lot more. I started painting again. I am tapping into these sources that were always there, but that got a little bit pushed to the background because other things were more important. But now there is a shift, and it's coming back, and feels much more balanced to be this way.